All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Boots on Ground Radio with Be a Boss, Data Boss. I got my lovely bride-to-be, the Miss Jennifer Bofford, a.k.a. the Turf Head. I'm the Turf Teacher. Welcome to the show, guys. We're going to have two special guests here very shortly. They're going to join us here in a few minutes, all the way north of Greensboro, North Carolina. Lamont and Brandy Hairston Property Management. And so welcome to the show, guys. I'm excited. It's been a while. And I think finally, are we getting over our cold, baby? Are we able to do what we're doing?
I think so. I haven't coughed much today, so I would count that as a success.
It's been a rough few weeks, being diagnosed with influenza A. And you tested negative, but I know that you actually had.
I think I gave it to you.
You think you gave it to me?
I did.
All right. So anyway, baby, turn your speaker off on your phone. But we think we've got all of our kinks aired out with all our technical difficulties. So anyway, I'm looking forward to having Lamont and his wife Brandy on the show. But we've had a very busy week. We got a very busy weekend coming up here at Turf Teacher Inc. Last Thursday, we were broadcasting live down there in Fayetteville. So it was good hanging out with David Cashwell and those guys late Thursday afternoon. And then we're headed to Asheville this weekend.
We are. I am so excited about that.
Yes, we got a small group of landscape contractors, irrigation contractors that we're meeting with Saturday morning, just doing some consulting, continuing education, training for that. And you finally get to meet the one and only Kostas Menagakis, baby.
I do, and his wife Eva.
That's right.
If she gets to come.
Yeah,
but we definitely will see Kostas.
Yep. So I sent him the hotel information this morning. So. It'll be late Friday night when we get up there because, our days are never, ever simple. So
they really aren't. But you know what? Can it be stressful at times? Yes, absolutely. It can be. I mean, we deal with that more than we would like to. But in any perfect world where you want to be successful, it does bring about a certain amount of stress that comes with it. So it's unavoidable. It
is. But, and we were talking about this day because you got to hang out with me after class. I taught a, landscape design class this morning. We had a 5-hour lab. So the students were drawing all morning, but then, you went to 5 different job sites with me.
I did.
So we got you logged into Jobber.
I know. I finally got to do a dry run of Jobber officially today. Officially today.
So, yeah. And so you were creating the request, and we were going there, taking the measurements, meeting with the clients, and was able to pull it over and do a quote. We'll have to send those over after the show, so we'll be working late tonight as well, getting those over and then getting them signed. So. I'm real proud of you and happy to have you on board with that because that ran really, really smooth.
It did. It did. It was a lot easier than I had anticipated. But being the world that I've been in business, I know how to run I do, and I know how to run scheduling software and all that. So it was very easy. I will say I give kudos to Jobber. They've done really well at creating a user-friendly platform. Even the ones who know how to run tech equipment, could use a computer, simple, easy, whatever, it's great for them. But even for those, like the older generation that want to be better efficient in their company and in their daily operations, could use Jobber and it'd be simple.
Yes.
It's very simplified.
Very simple. And, I was an influencer for one of the competitors few years back, right after COVID. And it was, it was a software system that was just a little complex and, kind of expensive, Jobber's not cheap though. We buy the full blown version, and by no means, is an influencer for that anymore. We've stepped away from influencing and focusing on education. That's what we do here at Boots on Ground Radio. And, just love Jobber, as you can see, can they see the hat there? Yeah, there's the Jobber hat. So
yeah, it's there.
Yeah, and we still got to find that interview where they interviewed us.
I know.
Kentucky.
I don't know where the interview went, but we never took time to find it. So we'll have to see if we can find it.
We'll have to find it.
It was fun being out on the jobs with you today. And another addition we're adding is we're going to set up a jobber station in the shop for the guys to be able to access. You know, we've got their iPads. Now we're going to set up a station in the shop that'll display the schedule. They can come out there and plan the day out and get the trucks and trailers ready per job, because I understand that sometimes different equipment needs to go in different trucks for different people. So, I'm excited about that, to see your operations finally being fine-tuned.
Yeah. And it's amazing what we've done in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Like it's just been a blessing, and you know, things happen for reasons, as we've always said, and it's allowed you to kind of help fill in the position, and that's probably what we're going to talk about with Lamont and Brandy tonight.
I'm excited about getting to talk to them. You know, it's another couple, married couple, who are doing business together, and you know, we want our listeners to hear different takes on business from couples' point of view and their vantage point. So I'm excited to get to know them and get to know their company, but as well as our viewers getting to know who our listeners are. We want to be relatable, and that's the key, is the ones that are listening to us, whether it's through social media, Facebook Live, or if it's on the radio station, we could relate to you when you're going down the road in the truck or car on the way to a job site. You're listening, and you know, you can have those aha moments. Well, I'm not the only one that deals with this, or hey, I like the way that they look at that and how they approach it. So I think that's what we're aiming for, is we want to be relatable to those that are out here in the field. I mean, that's why we're Boots on Ground Radio.
Yeah. And not just dedicated to the green industry. We're for all the service industries. So it doesn't matter if you're a landscape company, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you're running multiple crews out there, if you're in the service industry, construction industry, we are, the platform for the trades. So it's what we do. It's what we love.
We want to interview couples, and even if you're not a couple, I mean, our show is based on coupling. You know, it's Be a Boss, Date a Boss for a reason, and it's about two people who are dating, in our situation, engaged, getting ready to get married, and facing the business world together.
Yes.
But this is also for those who aren't dating, aren't in a relationship, and you're just trying to muddle through the day and creating a business and being successful. And there are those of you out there that are doing a great job at it, that we want to interview and talk to you. Like I said, we want to reach every advantage point that we can reach when it comes to our listeners, to be as relatable as possible.
Yeah.
And not just the landscaping trade, but other trades. You know, I have several friends that are in business as husbands and wives that aren't necessarily in the landscaping world, but they're in the business world. Yeah. So we want to hear from those. And if you're listening and you would like for us to interview, exactly. Look, you know, it's free marketing for you, free advertisement to get you out here on our podcast.
Yeah. And like I said, finally, I think we've got all of the kinks ironed out. So we will have the videos available for you. Fingers crossed.
Eyes crossed, toes crossed, legs crossed.
Our tech guys over there are like, maybe. But, with that situation, the video will be available. The podcast will be available. It's live on the air. So, and there's Lamont watching. So it's probably time to go ahead and bring him and Brandy on.
I know. I'm excited. But, hey, before we do, we are giving away a $50 gift card to Lowe's Home Improvement. So if you've got a project going on at home that you think of a tool, or, you need something, let's win $50 tonight. Yes. Even if you don't need anything and you just want $50 to go to Lowe's and buy, hey, ladies, it's spring. Flowers are going to be put out. Hanging plants for your porch. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons out here.
It's not just a dude store anymore. No. Just like Target's not just a woman's store.
No, us girls, we like to beautify our homes, and Lowe's has everything.
That's right.
They do.
That's right.
Yeah, so listen, because Eric has an amazing trivia question for y'all, so I want to see who can answer it.
She's like, let's do a landscape question. Okay, so, all right, and I was thinking, everybody's out doing turf grass now. They're doing their applications, so I wanted to bring it inside. I want an inside landscape question. So if you can tell me what the most common houseplant, one of the most common house plants that you could literally put in a closet and give it no water and it still be alive 8 to 10 months later. Like, I mean, seriously, you can't kill this guy. You can't. I had one in my office at work that I did kill. I wanted to see how long I could push it to the limits, and it was well over a year that this common indoor houseplant survived. I don't want you to tell me the common name. I want you to tell me the botanical name or the Latin name of this plant to get the $50 gift card. And you can, how do they want to do it? Do they want to put it on the Facebook feed?
I say after we do our call with Lamont and Brandy, have them call in.
Okay, perfect.
Call in, guys, 336-414-9719. We'll ask the trivia question again. We're going to give you a little bit of time while we're doing the interview to Google to try to find it. Ask that question one more time, babe.
All right. So tell me the botanical or Latin name of one of the most common indoor plants that you could literally put in a closet and not water it for close to a year.
I think I need a whole house full of those.
Oh, come on. You've got the green thumb. What are you talking about?
I do. I love plants. Flowers, yes. Plants. I love it all. It all.
And guys, technically, when you start having indoor house plants, it just brings the outside inside. And that's what we try to do as landscape contractors is we're trying to take the inside outside. So why not do both? I love indoor plants. So
I do too. I love flowers. And I think it's because, I grew up on a dairy farm. My grandfather and my dad, my mom and my grandmother were always about the landscaping. It's amazing how things come full circle. We were always very, very, very strategic, but also very precise about what our landscaping looked like. And my grandma and grandpa used to grow things and flowers, and my mom did too. And so I kind of grew up with that love. I didn't go into landscaping, but I love a pretty yard. I can appreciate a beautiful yard. I'm always talking about my grass. I wish my grass was greener and had more flowers. So,
and in one of the clients' houses that she saw today, she's like, "Is there any way our new house can actually look like this?"
I do. I want it to look like that so much.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So are y'all ready?
Yeah.
We are ready, guys. We're getting ready to interview Mr. and Mrs. Lamont and Brandy Hairston.
All right, we got our technical guy getting ready to bring them here live on Boots on Ground Radio, Boots on Ground Radio Facebook as well.
Yeah. We have several listeners and watchers. Those of you that are watching live on Facebook, we're getting ready to do our interview with Brandy Lamont. But stay tuned. Don't go away after the interview because we're going to ask the trivia question for you to win a $50 gift card to Lowe's Home Improvement.
Can we hear you guys?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yes. All right. Good deal. So look at y'all getting all comfy. So I got to ask, what'd you have for dinner? Because we're hungry. We never eat till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
That's usually us. We had leftovers from the game yesterday. We had wing salad, pizza.
Dang. Leftover from the Super Bowl.
Man, we should have dinner with y'all.
Yeah. So were you happy with the victory last night, or did it matter?
Absolutely.
Yeah, my wife was ecstatic. I kind of watched it.
Yeah.
I think it was scripted.
It was Jared's birthday. That's why we didn't watch it.
Yeah, we were too busy feeding our faces for birthday last night, so we didn't even watch the Super Bowl last night.
So we got some questions for you guys. Lamont, you guys are just down the street almost. We live probably 30 minutes away, and the only time I see you is in Louisville, Kentucky. Why is that?
I know, man.
Why is
they
that?
live where?
Winston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so
we got to stop it.
Travel to Kentucky to see you, man. Same thing with Mitchell Gordy. I never see Mitchell unless it's in Kentucky. So,
I might see Mitchell. Probably less than a handful times a year myself.
Yeah, everybody's just too busy. But the 1 week during the year is we head to Kentucky. You got your hotel room yet?
I booked it last year.
Okay, so you already got it. Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
One step ahead of us.
Yeah, I know. We got to do that. October 21st through the 24th this year. So, Brandy, are you going with him?
No, I've never been to Jay.
You got to go.
I know.
Yeah, but I'm a nurse and I work all the time.
Well, so that's a good segue into the question I wanted to ask y'all. So one of the main questions I wanted to ask is, first of all, since we're couples here discussing things, when did you two meet and how did you meet?
Oh, good. Go ahead.
Well, she told me that she ran up on me in McDonald's in high school when I worked in Madison and McDonald's. So I never paid attention if she did. And in 2007, I was riding my motorcycle in Madison, me and a couple of my buddies, and she happened to pass by. When she turned around to come back, I had left. So a year later, we seen each other on MySpace, and she sends me a message, and I sent her a message back. And so after we started dating, she said, "You remember last year a green Honda Civic came by?" I said, "Yeah, I saw. I seen was blonde hair flying out the window." She said, "That was me." She said, "I turned back around to come back and you was gone." Oh, no. So that was how we met, was on MySpace. I told her, I said, if she didn't have a boyfriend, I didn't have a girlfriend, I'd like to take her out for a ride on my bike. And yeah, we exchanged phone numbers.
But he left out the most important part, actually.
What?
Yes. So I have been a single mom for a while, and I was doing travel nursing in Texas, and my friend had encouraged me to get a Yahoo Personals, and people are crazy. No, I'm not going to do that. So I had made the profile, and he actually wanted to be my number one match. Cool. And so I knew the face, and so of course I copied and pasted his headline and went to MySpace, and it was the same picture, and that's when I messaged him on Facebook.
Stalker.
Wow.
Dang.
Looky there. Wow. And how long have y'all been together?
Go ahead.
Almost 17 years in in July, and I married almost 10 years in July.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome.
That
do y'all have kids together?
No.
No kids. Too busy working, right?
Yeah. You have
all of my kids are grown.
Their kids are grown, and we got grandbabies.
Okay. So y'all have kids from previous relationships.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Eric and I do too. I have two boys. We're almost the Brady Bunch. I should have had one more son, and we would have been the perfect Brady Bunch. Him with the three girls.
But didn't they have four apiece?
No, they had three boys and three girls. Okay. Yeah. But the thing was, he had the three boys and she had the three girls. So ours a little opposite.
Reversed,
we're flip. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got two girls and a boy.
You still have a child because you run a business. And I think sometimes having kids is easier than having a business.
Yes.
Very much so.
You can spank the kids and send them off to bed, but the business is it runs itself 24/7, don't it?
Right.
It does. It can. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the next question we want to ask is, how did you get Hairston Property Management started, and how long have you had the business?
Well, I started it, actually, let me go way back. So 20 years ago, I dated a lady, and her brother had a small mowing business, and we worked at the same place. So I worked second shift, he worked first. So on the days that I was off, I would mow for him while he was at work, and what I didn't finish up, he would finish when he got off from work in the evening. And so 4 years later, I had a seizure, and I said, what can I do so I don't have to go to work for anybody else? And the first thing popped in my head was mowing grass. All I had was a 5x10 trailer and a weed eater, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. And a push mower. And so I did a little odd and end stuff, and then her grandmother would let me start mowing her yard. She went and bought a Toro time cutter, and so I started cutting. I would borrow it from time to time and cut a couple yards, and then I cut her yard for her as well. And then I went to community college and took up horticulture at RCC here in Rockingham County. And then I just kept at it. I transferred to GTCC and took up turf grass management, but I had to do it online because I went back to my full-time job. So then I bought my first zero turn in 2014. Didn't tell her I was getting it. I went and got a loan from the bank, went and bought this zero turn at the base of Pilot Mountain, and didn't tell her I was going to get it.
I know exactly
Yeah, I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her I was going to get this zero turn, and I brought it to the house, and she was like, "What's up there in your trailer?" I said, "It's a zero turn mower." So that's how it all started, man. So while doing that, I didn't work part time. I
still work. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I worked full-time at my full-time job. I had a part-time job at KFC, and I still was mowing it. I was doing all three at one time.
Wow. Well, we do what we got to do, man, to make things work.
Yes, sir.
That's the entrepreneurial spirit. It's very few people have it, man. So, proud of you, man. Thankful to know you and to see you working so hard, and you're growing every year. Like, you're adding services. We watch your videos. Keeping up with you on Facebook, Instagram. So, it's good seeing that, man. So, we have got to get together. Because you're north of Greensboro, right?
Yes, I live about 20 minutes north of Greensboro, 25 minutes north of Greensboro.
Okay.
And you have properties on
one of our favorite restaurants there. We need to meet you for dinner one night. Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, we just went yesterday, man.
I love Cheesecake Factory.
You got to try those. They got these lemon pancakes that my wife got yesterday. Lemon ricotta pancakes, man. I'm telling you what, you don't need a drop of syrup for them things, man, at all.
Wow. That sounds so good. We haven't had dinner, y'all. Y'all making us hungry over here.
And believe it or not, the first time that I actually been to Cheesecake Factory was with you and Raleigh.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That was the first time that we went to it.
Really? The one in Raleigh?
Yes.
Yeah. The big mall there. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we taught a class there right a couple of days after Christmas, and then we went out to dinner that night. And so it was I loved it.
I love it. Because I'm gluten free. I have celiac disease, so it's not like I have an allergy. I can cheat, but very very rare do I, and if I do, it's an issue. But Cheesecake Factory, they have a gluten free pasta that I absolutely love, and you can't tell it's gluten free. And they have a cheesecake that's like it's the plain New York style cheesecake, but it's gluten free and it's amazing. I mean, you can't tell the difference. So I love going to places like that, but Cheesecake Factory, all of their food is amazing. There is nothing on the menu that I've ever heard was nasty. Everybody has always said their food's amazing.
But we did not have cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory.
No, and that's a funny story. So we brought the cheesecake home, and it got shoved in the back of the refrigerator, and then we found it like a month later.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we took it, we got it to go, and then pushed it to the back. And
then it got forgotten about. My son is the one that found it. He's like, is this any good? I was like, no, that's been since Christmas.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, I have another question for you guys as a couple, because from what I understand, Brandy, are you a nurse?
I am.
You are. So you work outside of Lamont's business. So my question is, and even if you guys were working together, I think this would be applicable to anybody running a business because it still affects your home life. What is the biggest challenge that you two face as a couple running a business?
Like running the business and me working on the outside of the business?
Yeah. I mean, it could be an accumulation of both.
Well, I mean, really time, because I still do travel nursing. So I'm here helping, and then I work as well.
Okay.
And so it's just time. It's time management.
it is.
It's funny you say that. That seems to be the most common thing with any couple who run a business. And everybody talks about time.
Yeah, and it's
you don't have the 24 hours a day.
Do what?
You only have 24 hours a day, and
exactly.
Right. I question God all the time. I'm like, why did we not get a 36-hour day? Why do we not get a 10-day week?
Because we would then complain about why would we only have 36 hours a day.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
It's I use I've coined the phrase, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I wish I could sleep more. I think we all do, but I'm one of those people. I hate to admit it, but I'm not afraid to admit it. I love to sleep. When I get a moment and I could sleep in and don't have to set an alarm, that's a beautiful day.
But who doesn't?
Not her.
Not me.
He's
even on my days off, I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm up. Like,
I can set my alarm for 2:30, 3:30, 4:30 in the morning when I'm ready to get up.
Well, even if you don't set an alarm, you have been known to just pop up and go because you're awake. I mean, you set an internal body clock because you're on a habitual thing. So I totally get it.
Yeah, what time? I got up. What was it? 3:30 to head to Fayetteville.
Yeah,
and left the house at like 4. So and drove down there, got there just in time, and then he's like, "What are you doing here so early?" Class is starting in an hour, like an hour and a half. I'm like, man, I could have slept one more hour, but it was good. It was good getting down there and hanging out with those guys. But Lamont, I had a question for you. What type, are you using a software program? Or are you using, for your billing, invoicing, scheduling?
Yes, sir. I use Yardbook for right now, but I'm looking to switch to LMN maybe once my revenue gets a little bit higher, because right now it's not worth me having that at the revenue that I'm at currently. It's really not. They say that you need to be at a certain level for it to be effective for your business.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Well, good choices there. Both of those are excellent softwares. I always want to ask that. I'm just curious, and we use Jobber here.
But I think you used LMN at one point.
Yeah, we used. I was actually an influencer for LMN, and used it for about 2 years, and then just switched back, and just we were just big fans of Jobber. Always have. Always
good.
Will be.
It really is.
Sir,
I said Jobber's real good. A lot of my buddies use Jobber. I think me and the people that I'm hanging around with the most, I think me and two other guys are the only two that use Yardbook. Everybody else uses Jobber.
Yeah. And I've heard good things about Yardbook. So, we never looked into it, but I mean, I've heard a lot of positive positive feedback from it. So,
right.
Good deal.
Well, so Lamont, tell me, in your business, which part of the business do you stick to? Do you stick to just mowing? Do you do any kind of landscape improvements? Like what do you offer from Hairston Property Management?
Right now, I do primarily weekly maintenance. I do trim shrubs. I do mulch installation, pine straw installation. Last year I was going to go into fertilization and weed control, but I didn't get my sprayer until like late August because there was a miscommunication with the dealer. And so, of course, we had that drought. I was like, well, there's no point trying to spray now. It's the end of August. So I'm really looking to expand that this year. At the current time, I have like 3 clients for fertilization weed control. So I'm swinging for the fences this year. I'm trying to end 25 with at least 100 spray clients.
There you go.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to swing for the fences this year. I've been swinging for second base. I'm swinging for the fences this year, Lord willing.
Amen.
We love it. Well, I see this with Eric. You constantly have to boost yourself. You've got to encourage yourself. And I think the biggest thing to do, and I've heard this because I've been in sales most of my career. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned, that if you set a goal, a vision board of what you want, you've heard, see it. You've heard the saying, Lamont, I know you have, name it and claim it. So if you name it.
Oh, I got a vision board.
Claim it, honey. Get going.
I got it.
There you go.
I got a vision board. I've had it for about a year and a half now. I've changed. And what's wild, did you speak of that? There were three things on that vision board when I made it in 23 that I accomplished last year. So there might be 20 goals on the board, but I accomplished 3 last year.
Look at that.
So I'm thankful. Don't get me wrong, because like I always say, it can always be worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing holiday decorations?
No, sir. I leave that up to Elite Landscaping.
That was a smart answer.
Because you are in prime time territory, North Greensboro.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
that is the place to be. That is the place.
Yeah,
to
I
be.
see a lot
of clients out there, and it just it was just too far for us to travel.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Those holiday balls out in Sunset Hills and off of Friendly Avenue. I mean, they're amazing. I mean, I think a couple of years ago, my wife and I, we took a tour through Sunset Hills like after Thanksgiving, and they have they actually have like a map that you can go through and see it's almost like Tanglewood Festival of Lights, but it's in Sunset Hills and Friendly Avenue area.
Yeah, exactly. So
So Lamont, so your goal is we want our listeners to hear what your goal is so that we can get the word out for Greensboro area. So what part of Greensboro do you service? And then repeat back to us what your goal is so we can get the word out for you.
My goal is to have at least 100 fertilization and weed control clients between Stokesdale, Summerfield, Oak Ridge, and Greensboro. So I'm trying to stay like Eric said, I'm trying to stay North Greensboro. I'm trying to stay no further than Lowe's on Battleground North.
Okay. So that you're not looking to go into Forsyth County or.
Do you have clients in Forsyth County?
Yeah, I do have a couple. I do have a couple of clients in Winston-Salem in Forsyth Country Club actually.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
we are wishing you and Brandy the best. It sounds like Brandy's got a lot on her plate, being the wife of a property management company and being a nurse. That's a special job in and of itself, especially being a traveling nurse. I've got a friend of mine I went to college with. That's all he's ever done was traveled as a nurse. So I can understand the work that goes into that and having to be away from home. So it sounds like Lamont has, you guys have got this nailed out pretty good because y'all just rolling.
Yeah.
You make it happen. At the end of the day, you just make it happen. Like when I do remember, and what I try to tell him, and even instill in our kids, is that like when we got married, we did marriage counseling, and I remember, and even in the hard times, that's what I have to continue to remember. It might be 90-10, but as long as it ends with 100, that's all that matters.
Amen to that. Eric and I have talked about that. You know, we're divorcees, you know, and this is us getting married again. And we've talked about things that we could have changed in prior relationship and what we want to move forward with in this relationship. And I think the biggest thing is, to your point, what you just said, it's always needs to be 100%. So one day I might be at 20% and Eric's operating on 80. He's going to pull me up. And it could be the opposite of that. One day he might be at 10% and he's just at his wit's end. So my job is to pick him up and help carry the 90%. And we do that back and forth for each other. So I think that's a key in every relationship is putting, you know, if both spouses are putting their spouse's needs above their own, guess what's going to happen? It's going to equal out every single time.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what I've always said. Like, again, you know, like, especially in like the winter months, you know, so when the business is down or when you have a drought, you know, you have to pull your weight plus theirs too. And that is sometimes hard, but you just do it. So at the end of the day, you just make it happen.
I want to touch just real briefly on what you just said, because that is what a lot of people deal with. You know, I see Eric, but my dad worked in a business, you know, the winter months business would fall because it's winter and, you know, you can't do certain things in the winter months because he worked outdoors too. So I want to touch on that briefly. I liked what you said. There's going to be months of drought. And our listeners who are listening, it's okay when those moments happen. I think the key is to not allow it to discourage you and you quit just because you're seeing a brief drought, because I'm sure Lamont has seen this, because I know Eric has. You might have a little bit of a drought, but guess what? When that rain starts coming in, it's going to come in pretty fast when it does. Yeah. So I liked what you said. I think our listeners, they need to hear other couples bring that particular point up, because it hits your finances at home as a marriage and as a couple. And that's big. And people get discouraged and like, well, this is not working out. But, you know, you've seen the picture of the man that's burrowing through the mountain and he's literally right there at the end. Right. You just got to keep trucking. And I like what you said. I think that's very much what our listeners need to hear, that, you know, they're not the only couples out there that deal with that.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you know, like
during this time of year, Lamont, to bring like extra business in, what kind of marketing are you doing? You know, because winters can be hit or miss.
That's true. Yeah, I don't offer snowplow removal. I don't offer snow removal because, like you said, I mean, I have buddies that have bought plows 3 or 4 years ago and they've used them twice in 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's a hit or miss type thing. But usually what I do door hangers. I do postcard. I do a postcard mania. I use them to do mailers, EDM mailers. I've done it once or twice. I'm advertise on Facebook, on my business page, and
the parade.
Yeah, and I also do the Kernsville Christmas parade every year too.
Okay,
oh, cool.
And I have a 4 foot long by 3 foot tall banner, and I hang on both sides of my truck in the parade. I've done a parade every year since 2018.
Okay, cool.
That's a good point. I think a lot of people forget about the local parades. It's you pay for your spot. That's your advertising.
Yeah.
Well, I do. So we started when we did our first parade. I think I was like 250. Maybe I started out with low, like 250. And I thought if I can get to, if 250 people could see this, then that's a chance, right? And so then every year I've upped it, and I think this year
600.
I think I was at 600.
There you go.
And
I like it.
so I make sure that we have, like, I do Christmas cards, and I always put something, it's not just a candy. Like, I put them in a bag. I did like sanitizers. I did chapstick. I did cups one year with his logo on it and his number. Anything to get the business out and his name out.
And then we did those little plastic keychains you get from like the hardware store, like the old school keychains, like little plastic ones with with key ring on it. Yeah, we done like 100 of them one year.
We did pins.
And then we did pins. I think I ordered 1,000 pins or 800 pins, and they were different colors: red, blue, black, orange. So just a variety of things.
And I love your logo. I love the backdrop, the orange and the black. I mean, that is super cool.
Kind of reminds me of Boots on Ground colors.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I'll tell you what, that's actually our wedding colors. Before we got married, I worked at Unified Madison, and I asked her, I was working one day in the back, and the job I had, I could pretty much roam the plant all day as long as I got my work done. And I went in the back and I seen this tube, and I was like, it was charcoal gray and it was orange. And I asked my supervisor, if I could take one home. She was like, yeah, I'll bring it back tomorrow. And we went out to eat or something. I said, I got an idea for our wedding color. She said, what? And I showed her, and she looked at it. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, what you think?
We ran with it.
And we ran with it. So when we got married, all the guys' suits were charcoal gray with burnt orange ties. Ties, but I had a burnt orange vest under my coat.
Yeah.
Local colors.
Yeah.
Charcoal gray.
Yeah.
And then the logo have a graphics. One of my buddies from high school has a place here in Madison called Signs and Trophies. He does a lot of Winston-Salem PD's cars. He like graphics them up and everything.
Cool. Yeah.
So I went online in like 2017. I found a bunch of property management logos, and I seen him like 10. And I said, can you come up with a logo for me? And he came up with that, and I said, bro, I love it.
Yes.
That's cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the simplicity of how things come about. It just takes one idea, one decision, one idea. Yeah. And then it becomes it just becomes a staple for your business and who you are, and people will know that. I think that's cool. It's funny you were bringing up those colors for your wedding. Eric and I we're going with green for our wedding colors because the green industry. And so we were like,
good.
Yeah. Green equals money.
That's right.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all hopping on with us. Hey, he was speaking to you, baby.
Oh, do I?
Hey, Eric, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you still considering that shirt for the wedding with your back out?
Bring the listeners in on that. The ones that didn't know. Why do I need the back out?
I don't know, man. Just be some, because you're not the ordinary, average, everyday dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So why not go out with a bang, bro?
Go out with a bang.
Just don't tell him to wear chaps.
No, hey, it ain't nothing but a vintage shirt, man.
Kubota, baby.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but for some reason,
that's true.
It makes me think of Adam Sandler in the movie Waterboy, where him and
where
they ride off on the little lawnmower. It was hilarious. That would be us, babe. That would be us.
Well,
that's
maybe Sync or Riddle Tractor is listening. Maybe they can have some Kubotas outside the church.
Well, yeah, we could have a Kubota train to bring everybody in. I mean,
hey,
all kinds of thoughts.
And
hey, I called
James. We're
James.
gonna get out invitations.
I called James, man. I make it happen.
James Bottoms.
There you go.
James Bottoms. Yeah, I called James. We'll make it happen.
All right. Well, James, if you listening, you might get a call from Lamont.
Hey, where are you staying at in Louisville?
Actually, man, I make several reservations. I always do, man. But what's wild is that this year, when you come out of Equip and you bust a left, there's a home two suites, literally, dude, about 8 football fields down the street on the left.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's where I'm staying at this year. Either there, last year, me and my buddy Ben, we stayed at a Residence Inn about 6 miles down the road. But what was crazy was that I went ahead and booked my reservation for this year, like December, and the price doubled. I'm just like, what happened? I guess they must have realized that people were staying there from Equip and they doubled the price. And I was like, nah, dude, like, I'm not doing that. I might get her to find us an Airbnb. I don't know. I might get her to look and see if she can find us one. Yeah. Because a guy from here, about 4 years ago, he wasn't old enough to book a hotel room. He was old enough to book an Airbnb, and his mama booked him a room at the Galt House. He wasn't but like 20. His mama booked him an Airbnb at the Galt House. He called me. He was tore all to pieces. He was like, man, I ain't never had no room like this before. I was like, how'd you get it? He said, my mama. And I was like,
was it Matt?
No, it was Larson.
Okay. I know if it was Matt Jordan or not, because I remember Matt going there when he was like 14.
I know. Good old Matt.
Yeah. I mean, he was already like cutting what? How many? 500 yards at 14 or something? Like, the dude was just crazy.
Yeah. Matt's getting it in, man. He's doing everything. He's doing concrete roofing, so he's got a well-oiled machine now, man. I had to give it.
He does. Yep. So, well, good deal, man. We got to meet for dinner. Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
We're going to do it.
Yes, sir.
Promise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, it was good. Thank you for being on here, man. It's been
Thank you for having us.
And consider you a really good friend. We're going to get out not the wedding invitations, but what are they?
Well, I was gonna do save the date, but the etiquette is to send invitations 3 months out. I'm like, we're only
right
like
there. Yeah.
4 or 5 months out, so I'm just gonna wait and send out regular invitations.
So June 21st.
Yeah, we did save the date too. Yeah, when?
June 21st.
Okay, good.
Where are you guys getting married at?
Do what?
Where are you guys getting married at?
Magnolia Hill wedding venue. Used to be Dabbs United Methodist Church, and they've turned it into a beautiful wedding venue.
It's gorgeous, and it's literally
we could walk across the street.
It's right across the street.
Wow.
Yeah, it's where Eric grew up going to church, and so the church, when the United Methodists had their big thing, and a lot of churches came out of the conference, they ended up selling to church to the private members, and then they've painted the church and redone it and did some renovations and reviving of some things in the church, and now it's a beautiful wedding venue. Yeah. So, and they still do chapel there on Sundays, but it's beautiful. Yeah, so we walked in Christmas and we're like, yeah, this is where we want to get married. It's gorgeous.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So mark your calendars, June 21st.
Yeah,
I got you.
And the night before, it'd be like a cookout. We're, everybody that's coming to the wedding, we're doing, a cookout there at the church before. Instead of doing like a after dinner wedding,
right?
We're just having everybody that's getting an invitation to come for the cookout the night before, and then after the wedding, we're gonna have like a
hors d'oeuvres,
but more of a banana split bar.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we want to do the cookout the night before where everybody can just show. It's gonna be hot. It's summertime. Nobody has to dress up. Just come as you are. Let's just sit around, have fun, and get to know everybody. Because I'm gonna be meeting a lot of new people from your side. Yeah. So it's just gonna be a chill night on Friday night. It's gonna not be your typical rehearsal night thing, and then on Saturday, the wedding, and then we're gonna do hors d'oeuvres and a banana split bar. So it'll be fun. We're excited.
I'm bringing a bus full of people.
There you go. There you go.
Oh me.
Thank y'all, man, for having us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank y'all for being our first interview on Be a Boss, Date a Boss.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. We'll see you soon.
All right, buddy.
Y'all
see
have
you guys.
A good night.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.
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 And that was fun.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Our first couple, our first interview of many to come.
That's right.
We're just having a blast, and I think that's the biggest thing that we've learned from the podcast is just dig your feet in and just
make
kick
it
back
happen
and have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I even wore my hair up in a messy bun tonight. I was like, I got my hoodie on and leggings and a bun, y'all. I'm just chilling tonight.
It's A-okay. It's A-okay.
It is. It's been a good day.
Yeah. So we've had a fun-filled day. You know, you got to visit, like I said, 5 properties today. You know, you were in Jobber doing what we needed to get done, and that took a lot of pressure off me. So I want to say thank you for that, and you wanting to jump in there and learn it and perfect it. So we have a great opportunity, and like you said, you know, putting a jobber station in the shop so we can stand around with the guys first thing in the morning. Everything is up. The schedule's up. I know they get it on their phone. They get it on their tablets, but, you know, having it on a big screen, you know, just like we do here in the office.
Yeah,
here,
just having a morning meeting and everybody seeing the schedule, getting your teams, the trucks and trailers prepped and
ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be important to your operations. Yeah. You know, the more efficient you could be, the more money you can make, and that's our goal. You know?
And with the last 2 weeks, we have. Oh yeah. Thanks, Lamont, for joining us. Appreciate it, buddy. You know, for the past 2 weeks, we have cleaned the shop. We have cleaned out the sheds. Everything is looking good. We still got a little bit more to do. But we want to see if you guys know the answer to the trivia question.
Okay, y'all get ready to call in. Eric is going to ask the question. So when we say give the green light, get the go, call in.
Yeah, call
336-414-9719. I put it in the comment section of the live feed. It's 336-414-9719. If you're listening on Boots on Ground Radio, give us a call in if you know the answer to Eric's trivia question. What's your question, babe?
All right. So if you guys are indoor plant pros or novelists or what it's not a novelist, it's
a non-green thumb.
But anyway, there is one of the most common house plants. You can pick it up at any big box store, any nursery.
Unknown caller.
There it is.
Oh, look at that. I wonder who it is.
All right. Welcome. You're live here on Boots on Ground Radio. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Debbie Bufford, your mother.
Oh, it's
my
my
goodness.
mom. Well, she must have been sitting there just waiting to dial.
Yeah, and I don't have her programmed in, so it was I saw a 399 number. I thought it was another landscaper.
Oh, there you go. Well,
there you go.
Well, let's see if Miss Bodford knows the scientific name of the plant that Eric was referring to.
Well, I didn't Google it, and I hope I'm correct. I believe it's the snake plant.
That is true. It is the snake plant. And you will not.
Because I had one for years.
Yes. And you won't believe who else knew the answer to this question that's related to you. And it's not your daughter.
My grandson?
Yes.
Because Jared is a wealth of knowledge.
The 21-year-old, it's all that absorbed.
He's the YouTuber that's watched every YouTube that's probably ever come out on YouTube. He is.
Yeah.
He's one of those kids. He knows a little bit about everything.
Yes, he does.
Well, my mom and aunts had those plants when I was growing up, and you couldn't kill them.
You can't. They are very difficult.
Oh.
Well,
yes,
look at
Mom
that.
Mom threw hers out the back door and it just didn't die.
It kept on ticking.
Couldn't get rid of it. Like a bad house guest. You can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
No.
What
So
was
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist calling in on
I
that
love
one.
it. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. That's fun. I didn't know my mom knew the name of the plant. So there you go.
And out of our 7 listeners right now, it's your mom, my mom, Lamont still listening.
My mom's cousin. Yeah, my cousin. But we have a good time. So I'm glad Mom knew. Mom, I'm glad you knew that. So guess what? You get a $50 gift card to Lowe's Home Improvement. So what are you going to buy with your $50?
Well, maybe I'll use it to decorate at your wedding.
Oh, because I did put my mom in charge of the decor, her and my sister-in-law and my sister. Because I will say this, I've been blessed with women in my family that can decorate a home like nobody else. So I'm thankful that I had that talent. So there you go, babe. We'll get our $50 back. Right. It looks like.
And you know what, Miss Bofford, I'm not gonna let her lick a stamp and mail it to you. I'm gonna make her hand deliver it.
That's fine. That's fine. And we'll go to Lowe's and pick out some pretty flowers.
There we go. There we go. Well,
There you go.
there it is. Well, tell Dad we said hello. I don't know if he's nearby.
I will.
He's probably watching
Okay,
Andy
I'll
Griffith.
tell him.
He probably is watching.
He
Andy
is
Griffith.
watching The Price is Right.
Okay,
or
the
that
other
one.
show. The other show.
Yeah, or that one.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, we have our winner, my own mother. She knew that answer to that question. Look
That's
at
right.
that.
Yeah.
But don't be so surprised.
Well, I didn't know it.
Oh, Lord.
Well, there you
That's
go.
funny. All right, y'all.
All right. Well, we love you. I'll be bringing you a gift card to you this week.
All right, honey.
All
Thanks.
right. Bye,
See you, Miss
y'all.
Bofford.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fun night.
Has been
Yeah. So,
very interactive. I like it when we can interact and entertain.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
love it.
So,
Babe, what's the rest of the week going to look like?
guys, we've got a busy week. Again, we'll be headed to Asheville late Friday night. It is Valentine's Day, but, I do get to spend it with you, holding your hand, driving the truck
I know.
for
I'm
2.5
excited
hours.
about that.
But we'll be teaching Saturday morning in Asheville. You'll get 10 irrigation credits for your irrigation license, 7 for your landscape contractor. And it's one of the smaller classes. Asheville is always one of the smaller classes, but it's one of the more what I call intimate classes because people aren't afraid to speak. If I've got a room full of 50 people, they're less likely to talk, but sitting around with 10 contractors, they're going to be very interactive. They're going to be bringing in their experiences and the problems that we all face as business owners.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and then if anybody wants to keep in touch with your schedule for their licensure credits, it is on your Turf Teacher page. So if you'll tell them where to go to find that.
it's turfteacher.com. Click on the seminars. We have all the seminars already listed all the way out till June 31st. For the expiration of our landscape contractor's license. Tomorrow, I should have all of the webinars that we will be doing up until June 30th for pesticides and July 31st for landscape contractor. And the good thing is we're already planning courses and dates for the 25-26 season. So that is something that, again, I'm blessed that you're willing to help with and to locate the hotels, reserve the dates, and as I work on the content. So 25 is going to be a good year. We've already done 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be our 5th class, in 2025, and it's not even halfway through February yet, and we're already doing our 5th class and having big turnouts. And Asheville's even a big turnout because of the intimacy and the quality of the landscape and irrigation contractors that'll be there. So I'm just really looking forward to Saturday, and I'm also looking forward to Saturday, you and I getting a tour of the Biltmore House.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I'm so excited about that. Lamont commented, said he wants to take the landscape contractor exam.
Yes. In Lamont, we are doing a preparatory class for that. Got it almost built. The one thing that I'm really wanting to do is to have the plant materials available. I would love here at the farm, and that's something I know I talked to you about, is having every plant that's on the CPP in a Arboretum style study guide, where we number plants 1 through 300, and we have each one of the plants. So that people can actually come and study those plants, because you're never going to learn plant materials unless you touch, feel, smell, and rub your hands through it. That is how you learn your plant ID.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But anyway, guys, I love it. It is about that time.
Jared put up your webpage for turfteacher.com.
Yeah, click on seminars if you want to come to the seminars. Landscape webinars, irrigation webinar tab if you're looking for those credits, because we'll be doing those Turf Talk Tuesday and Webinar Wednesday. We're doing them at 4 o'clock this year. Last year, we did them at 7 p.m. I think a lot of the contractors are, tired. They were, trying to get home and get settled. But, doing that 4 o'clock hour, people are still in their office and they catch, a pesticide or landscape credit right before they go home, and they can spend the evening with their parents. Lamont, how you can sign up to do it. We haven't got it quite yet, but as soon as we have that class ready, and that's going to be, we're possibly going to do it online, but we're also going to have that face-to-face seminar. I know we spoke to the Landscape Contractors Board at the Green and Grow Show, and they were asking, hey, Eric, are you working on a pre-licensing course? And so I know there was an ag agent that did one up towards Asheville, towards the mountains, but I think he's retired and he's not doing that course anymore. So, but I want to do it. It's probably going to be a 1.5 day, 2-day course where we go over, each textbook, and then we do the field study of the plant materials, and then go over the landscape plans. So it'll be fun. It'll be real fun. So
and when Eric gets closer to having everything finished and the board has approved everything and he's able to do it, we'll put that out on Facebook, on Elite Landscape Facebook page, Boots on Ground page, even his personal page. It'll also go up on turfteacher.com. So once we have everything laid out for you, it'll all be online for you to access. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Exactly. So, and almost finished with our pre-licensing pesticide course. So, all the content's developed. I just got to get it up on Moodle.
Yeah.
So, and that'll be 100% online.
That's cool. It's cool that you can do that.
100%. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. We love each and every one of you. And, this is the Turf Teacher saying, I will see you in the next lecture. And, baby, I'll let you go ahead and do your sign off.
Well, everybody, it's been fun. It's been real fun.
All right, guys, we will catch you next Monday at 7 p.m. here on Boots on Ground Radio. And don't forget that Lee Withers and myself, we're going to start doing the morning show every weekday morning, or at least one of us, depending on our schedules. But we're going to try to get on first thing tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. here, bootsongroundradio.com. Take care, guys. See you in the next lecture.